nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy, gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it, I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Hello, how are you? Oh, I need to fix my bra strap. How are y'all? I hope y'all well. I came on camera today. I can't believe I weighed myself and I was 155, you guys, and I was 201. So look at my collarbone thingies. It's really, really weird seeing myself losing weight, but I feel fat. I see myself as fat, and it sucks. But anyway, I'm off the camera now. Hey, rapper, you want to come up? You're a little cutie patootie. All right, guys, we're going to talk about this. I'm leaving. Okay, I'm late today because, it's the 21st, and I got my first YouTube check today, and I had to go get dog food and all that stuff. My poor dog was hungry, so that's why I was late. But anyway. Thanks, rapper. We're going to talk about this lady that, this doctor that beheaded this baby, decapitated this baby during birth. And while I was looking into this case, I found 2 more cases of babies being decapitated during birth. Even one that was decapitated inside the body of the mother. We're going to get to that last because I do have those articles to get into. But this is the doctor right here. Dr. Tracy St. Julian is her name. And she worked for Southern Regional Medical Center. And I don't know if you guys know, but in Louisiana, I don't know about here, the doctors are contracted with the hospital. So that's why when these parents are suing the doctor plus the hospital, that's why they're 2 totally different entities. When my nanny died in 2001, she went to the hospital with, it has nothing to do with labor. It has something to do with the doctor and the hospital. But she went to the hospital with chest pains and she was nauseated. She was like balled over with, chest pains and nausea. So she went to the emergency room and they did no EKG and no testing, did not keep her overnight for observation. They sent her home with medicine for an ulcer on her stomach, in her stomach. Okay. She had no ulcer. The next morning, and my nanny is my godmother, my aunt, my dad's sister. The next morning, my nanny died of a massive heart attack at home. My grandpa sued the hospital and sued the doctor for my cousins. He had to sue them separately because they were two separate entities. The doctor did not work for the hospital, but they are contracted. And that's most probably what's happening with this case right here. Thank you, Pallets. I didn't see you, Pallets. So the parents' names, the mother's name is Jessica Ross. Okay, hey, my guys. And the baby was a little boy, okay? And I'm not sure if he has kids already, but he is listed, the dad is listed as a senior. So I am assuming that they did name the baby Travion Isaiah Taylor Jr. It's not factual, but just going by it, it was a boy. They named the baby. Of course, they were having the baby. They were going into labor. They had a name. So, I wanted to play a little bit of what they were saying about it. If I can get there. This is about the lawsuit, you guys. What the heck?
That I've ever seen.
Inside Southern Regional Medical Center 1 month ago.
I hate when it's muted. Here we go.
This is one of the most sad, egregious, and horrific situations that I've ever seen.
Inside Southern Regional Medical Center 1 month ago, lawyers say a couple was preparing to welcome their first child into the world.
But unfortunately, their dreams and hopes turned into a nightmare that was covered up by Southern Regional Medical Center.
Lawyers say Jessica Ross went into labor for 10 hours on July 9th. When complications arose, they say the doctor did not call for proper emergency procedures in a timely manner, calling the doctor negligent.
For applying ridiculously excessive force on the baby's head and neck.
Then lawyers say Ross was moved to get a C-section.
The feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head.
After, Ross was not allowed to hold her child, only view him from behind the glass, according to her attorneys, who say the hospital tried to cover up what happened to her baby.
Up to that point, they had encouraged the family to, hey, just have a cremation done. Oh, no, you cannot do a autopsy. Well, if you want an autopsy, you have to get it paid for you by yourself. You're not entitled to that.
Ross's attorneys claim she didn't learn of the injuries they're now describing until 3 days after she gave birth. We reached out to the hospital for a response to the lawsuit, which says in part that it denies the allegations and says the doctor mentioned is not an employee of the hospital. The hospital also says its heartfelt sympathies go out to the family.
You're right about that. She's not an employee of the hospital. She is contracting to work at the hospital. The hospital is still reliable. Sorry, not sorry. Let's go back to the presentation. You guys, I don't know if it's because I'm emotional because my medication or if this case is getting to me because I was never able to have a kid. And the fact that these are happening to babies by doctors, scary. A doctor used too much force and can y'all see it, you guys? I forgot to put it on the screen. I know it. Okay. A doctor used too much force and decapitated a Georgia woman's baby during delivery, according to a lawsuit attorneys said was filed Wednesday. The baby's mother and father, Jessica Ross and Trevion Isaiah Taylor Sr., attended a news conference in Atlanta where their attorneys announced a lawsuit against Dr. Tracy St. Julian and Southern Regional Medical Center. And this, they can sue both of them. I'm telling you, at least, I don't remember, Atlanta. I don't remember. It's in my face. It was in Atlanta. Louisiana, you can do both. I'm telling you, they gonna get a pretty penny too. This is messed up. This is so messed up. Southern Regional Medical Center, a hospital in Riverdale, Georgia, where Ross went on July 9th to have her son. Riverdale is about 13 miles south of Atlanta. They were so excited about the birth of their first child. Yep, first child, so they must have named the baby Junior. Unfortunately, their dreams and hopes turned into a nightmare that was covered up by Southern Regional Medical Center. It is calls to St. Julian's office went unanswered, and an email message was not immediately returned. The Associated Press was not able to determine whether she had an attorney. I'm sure she does. She's a doctor, and she's being sued. Pretty sure she has an attorney. Southern Regional said in statements it could not discuss treatment for particular patients due to privacy laws, but it denies the allegations against it. Its heartfelt thoughts and prayers were with Ross and Taylor as their care providers, it said. Yeah, okay. Our commitment is to provide compassionate, quality care to every single patient, and this loss is heartbreaking, the hospital said. It later added that St. Julian was not an employee of the hospital, and it had taken the appropriate steps in response to this unfortunate situation. Hey, you guys, it seems like the hospital in New Mexico where Alexei Treviso did that in the bathroom, I feel like they had more emotion and more care than this doctor or this hospital whose doctor actually committed a crime. I just don't know. I don't get it. A spokeswoman, Kimberly Golden Benner, said the hospital could not elaborate. St. Julian is part of a health care group called Premier Women's OBGYN that has 2 locations and offers circumcisions, infertility treatment, and other services in addition to low and high risk obstetric care, according to its website. St. Julian is a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist who has been practicing in the Atlanta area since January 2005. We almost made it 20. Do y'all think that she'll lose her license over this? She better lose her license over this. You guys, look. They can sue Premier Women's OBGYN also because that's who she's employed with. And then she's contracted with the hospital. She can sue all 3 of them. I am so pretty sure. According to the suit, the baby got stuck during delivery, but St. Julian delayed a surgical procedure and failed to seek help quickly. Instead, she applied ridiculously excessive force on the baby's head and neck to try to deliver it. Attorney Roderick Edmond, who is also a physician, said. So even another physician who is an attorney said that she used way too much force. I've only seen one birth, and it was Nevaeh's. And if that dog, like, she just popped out. I know I heard that the baby's arm or the baby's something was wrong with the baby in the womb. And that's the reason why it should not have been born. That's why the baby got stuck and should have been a C-section. When I was in the womb in 78, 45 years ago, way before this, they knew to give my mom a C-section because when I was in the womb, my arm was up. And I'll tell you, I'll sleep like this too. Here, hold on. I don't know if y'all can see, but my arm was always up like this in the womb. And it's crazy because this is how I have to sleep. I have to sleep with my arms, either one, over my head. It's crazy. That's how my mom sleeps too. But that's how I was in the womb. And if I would have been born naturally, because I was early, my mom was going into labor with me 6 weeks early. If they would have tried a vaginal birth, I would have broken all this, broken all the collarbone. God knows if my head wouldn't have been taken off. You know what I mean? But 45 years ago, they knew automatically to do a C-section. What the hell is wrong with this doctor? Three hours passed. 3 hours passed before they took her in for a C-section. This girl's, I knew she looked young when I saw her on the video. She's so young and cute. Hold on one second, you guys. My dad just texted me. I'm sorry, you guys. I need to send him something real quick. So 3 hours passed after the baby got stuck, after the baby's head was taken off. She wants to do a C-section by the time the baby's heartbeat stops on the fetal monitor. That's when you want to do a C-section. When the parents begged you to do a C-section, and you didn't. And whose fault is it? The cesarean section removed the baby's legs and body, but the head was delivered vaginally, according to Edmund. Remember, Edmund is the lawyer / physician. I'm sorry, I'm trying to send this to him. Okay. Bro, I could not believe this, but wait till you hear the other stories. See, right here. The couple asked for a C-section earlier when the baby still could have survived, but they were denied. Why? And then again, this is the lawyer / physician that's saying all this. Ross and Taylor, 21. So Ross is the mother. She's 20. And Taylor's the father. He's 21. Did not speak at Wednesday's news conference. Their attorneys also accused Southern Regional staff of trying to cover up the decapitation by discouraging the couple from getting an autopsy, encouraging them to have their son cremated and wrapping and propping his body to make it. Dude, I couldn't deal with this. This is the part that got to me. They wrapped and propped this body up to make it appear that the head was still attached. How the fuck you do that? The suit alleges gross negligence, fraud, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. It seeks unspecified punitive damages. You guys, these people are, this hospital, this doctor, and whoever the doctor's employed by are all three responsible for this doctor's actions. No doubt about it. Sorry if anyone's talking in chat. I had to send my dad a text message. Yes, she should lose her license. However, I'm going to read this story first. Teenager delivers baby's decapitated head. Body stayed in the womb for 24 hours. When I was looking into this doctor case, I found these two articles. I could not give y'all these articles, guys. This is insanely crazy. Let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah. Can you see it good? Because, I can't see. Yeah, I know. Teenager delivers baby's decapitated head. Body stayed in womb for 24 hours. A teenage mother expressed her trauma after she gave birth to a decapitated head of her baby, while the rest of the newborn's body remained trapped inside her for 24 hours. The incident took place in Boksburg, South Africa. In a recent interview, Kagiso Klagata, 19, said she was suing the Tambo Memorial Hospital and its doctors for negligence. The teenager said she underwent labor while she was 6 months pregnant. Doctors had told her the child might be born with some abnormalities, but she was prepared to care for her baby. I bet you she didn't prepare for an abnormality, a no head on her baby. However, she was left horrified and traumatized as she delivered her baby boy's severed head during labor. A doctor came and said I should push. I pushed and pushed. Nothing. He inserted his hands and said I should try again, but there still was nothing. He also said he could see the baby's head. Then he asked for those big spoons. Is that what they're talking about? Those things they use? What do they call? I just can't think of them right now. The things they use to grab the baby's head. Y'all know. That's when my baby's head came out, but only the head. The body remained inside, she added. Hey, back on my BS. It's so good to see you. So when he asks for those big spoons that I can't remember the name of, the ones I think of big spoons is in which you grab salad with out the bowl. And I'm assuming that's what it could be like. I'm not sure. It's a little contraption. So the baby's head came out, but only the head. The body stayed inside of her. While she blamed the doctors for the death of her child, hospital officials reportedly insisted they told the mother that her baby had only a very small chance of living. That's not what they said up here. Up here they said might be born with abnormalities. Doesn't say it would die or it was gonna die or maybe die or whatever. A very small chance of living. That's not what he said. Normally, when the head is not crowning, we assist. We call it assisted delivery. We already know, we've already gone through this. The hospital's head of obstetrics, Dr. Gilbert, Dr. Gilbert said, in this particular instance, the head popped out on its own, and we tried to see if the rest of the body would follow. But the rest of the body didn't follow, but it didn't pop out on its own because didn't you ask for the spoons? So how did it pop out on its own? You needed the spoons. The local health department is now investigating the case to determine what went wrong during the birth. Forceps, thank you. Am I wrong in thinking what they're saying is totally wrong? Like they're lying. If they knew the baby popped out and the rest of the body didn't pop out, wouldn't follow for 24 hours, they knew this baby's body was in this woman for 24 hours. Let's see why. Now they're going to blame it on the woman, saying that we told y'all the baby's probably going to be born dead. No, boo-boo, that's not how it works. In a similar incident in the United Kingdom, a doctor decapitated a baby during delivery at Nine Wells Hospital in Dundee. Laxman, a consultant gynecologist, decapitated an unborn baby while carrying out a normal delivery of a 30-year-old patient. The delivery was conducted when she failed to perform an emergency cesarean section. See, that's why I was an emergency C-section. A medical practitioners tribunal service in Manchester, England, said in June that Laxman forced the patient to push out her baby the normal way, even though she knew the baby was in feet first position with a prolapsed cord and low heart rate. The panel determined this was a grave error in judgment on the doctor's part. I don't have a baby. I never had a baby. But I know you don't do this, dude. For one, baby's supposed to come head first. For two, if the cord's around the neck or anything is wrong with the cord, that means that the baby isn't getting enough blood or any nutrients or anything, right? Well, prolapsed cord, what does that mean? And low heart rate. Prolapsed cord to me means it's not good, right? I don't know. And another case in y'all, look at all these cases. In another case in Pakistan, a female doctor accidentally decapitated a baby during delivery, leaving the body of the child inside the mother's womb. The incident took place at a private clinic in the city of Quetta, 600 miles southwest of capital Islamabad. Yeah. What did I tell you? Did y'all think that they actually had that many babies that has been decapitated? Yeah, assisted delivery. And they still took the baby's head off. They told me that with my twins, and I still carry them, but I bet she expected her baby to live. Yes, because she says in the article, when they said abnormalities, she said she was ready to care for her baby no matter what the abnormality was. You know what I mean? I mean, she was 30. I don't think Avery's in here, but I have something for her at the bottom. So this is another article that I found, you guys. Slap in the face. A medic who decapitated baby during botched delivery is now working in India as a doctor to the stars. I'm not talking about the stars in the sky. Can you believe this? Okay, let's go ahead with the article now. Guys, I just can't believe these articles. When I saw them, I was like, holy guacamole sakes alive. Okay, so the lady on the left is the doctor, and the lady on the right holding the bear is the mother of the baby. And of course, it was a boy, a little baby boy. I do think the mother speaks in this article. I don't really remember. A medic who decapitated a baby during a botched delivery is working in India as a doctor to the stars. So maybe this doctor in Atlanta can go restart her life somewhere in a different country, according to this lady right here. This is the lady that kind of mentioned in the other article, a Laxman. I don't know how to say her first name, Vaishnavi Laxman, of 43, is described as treating celebrity clients and wannabe models after relaunching her career overseas. So not only did she screw up here, but now she's in India treating celebrities. Celebrities. Look at this lady. Yeah, I just can't. Okay. Web testimonials brag she was involved in risk management while practicing in Dundee, where she accidentally beheaded Laura Galazzi's little boy Stephen during labor. The consultant pulled the breech tot's legs instead of carrying out a C-section at the city's Nine Wells Hospital in 2014. She was cleared to resume to work. Devastated Laura, 34, from Dundee, described the medic's new job as another slap in the face. She added, she's been able to carry on as normal because she's been cleared to practice. But my life will never be the same because of her mistake. Online tributes to Dr. Laxman claim she is a clinician with extensive experience in obstetrics and gynecology. She joined Calvary Hospital in Chennai in 2016, where her work is described as extraordinary, while this woman right here grieves the death of her baby, Stephen. Another post says, Dr. Laxman has gained a loyal clientele over the past few years and is frequently visited by several celebrities, aspiring models, and other honorable clients, and international patients as well. We previously told how grieving Laura accused the doc of butchering her premature son, and she said she had blood on her hands. The mom will meet government leaders to discuss legal rights for stillborn babies after prosecutors ruled out a criminal probe into Stephen's death. Dr. Laxman couldn't be contacted at the hospital, but the mom, I don't think this is very long, but this is the mom speaking.
I thought that the decapitation, that's the worst of it. But he had damage. I thought that the decapitation, that's the worst of it. But he had damaged his liver, he damaged his kidneys, she'd damaged his heart, she'd brutalised my baby. I'm having to sit there and listen to a woman tell me all the injuries that my son had sustained, and there was absolutely nothing I could do about it. That tiny wee body went through so much, and that's my son.
I forgot I muted myself so that maybe you guys could hear it better. In March 2014, first-time mom Laura Galazzi lost her baby in a hard delivery, and I feel so bad for her. You guys, I want to know if she was ever able to have another baby. Now the Sun can exclusively reveal Laura was denied justice because the infant never drew breath.
To have someone tell you that your son isn't a person when you know that's wrong, but there's nothing you could do about it because that's their answer and that's it. I don't want any mum to have to be told your child didn't exist. This has never happened before. And it's obviously probably will never happen again. But my son died at the hands of a doctor. But yet they're telling me they've classed my son as a stillborn. I went down to Manchester with my sister. I was asked questions from both sides and I answered them as best I could. And then...
Guys, didn't the article I read about the doctor, well, it's right here. I don't want to open it again. Didn't she decapitate the baby? Would the baby have taken a breath if the head was decapitated inside the body? Is that how that works? I don't know. Please tell me.
Dr. Laxman's solicitor read out her apology. I got really upset.
Evil woman. Evil, evil woman had no care for this baby Stephen. And now she's working in India, making a bank, dealing with celebrities. No, no.
And I turned and I looked her straight in the eye and I told her several times, I do not forgive you. Because she sat for 4 years thinking I forgave her, which I did. I did in the hospital, but I didn't know what she did to my son at that point. So she sat for 4 years with my apology when she doesn't deserve it.
Did she say 40? 40 years. Is that what she said?
She brutalised and decapitated my son. She doesn't deserve my apology. It then took 2 years for the PFs to come back and tell me that no, there wouldn't be any criminal case because my son doesn't have a legal persona. He didn't take a breath.
If that doctor did nothing wrong, why did she run to India? Why is she still not in the United States?
She's not classed as a person. But what she did to my son made it 100% positive he couldn't take a breath. She decapitated my son. How could you take a breath? If I'd have been given a section, he would have been able to take a breath. The pathologist report states that he had that many injuries. They're unsure what the fatal injury was, but at the time of decapitation, he was more than likely unconscious. He wasn't dead. Wasn't dead. I have to live with this every day. Every day there's something missing. There's a baby-shaped hole in my heart because my son's not here. Not through anything I did. Not through anything any of the family did. It's down to her. She blew my world apart. Absolutely blew my world apart. And everybody's got like a little light inside them that keeps them going. Mine's has been switched off and I don't know how to turn it back on. I don't know how to do that.
Hold on a second. I have to just calm myself because that made me cry. How could that woman not get justice for baby Stephen? When that woman knew she did something wrong because she left this country. Oh, she left that country. The UK, right? She left the UK and went to India. If she had did nothing wrong, why wasn't she still in the UK? Why didn't that woman get justice for her baby? Oh, I'm about to end, Jeannie. It's okay. This is crazy. I didn't think this would bother me because I don't have a baby and usually cases don't bother me. But I've been without my depression medicine for a few days. I got it this morning, so I'll be better. Everything makes me emotional. And yeah, not being able to have a baby and seeing all these babies being abused and decapitated for no reason and killed and abused and everything. It's not. Give them to us. If you don't want them, give them to us. Anyone without kids will take them, no matter what age. Doesn't have to be a baby. If you don't want them, give them to someone who wants them and can't have them. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night.